Chelsea 2, Bournemouth 1, and Moises Caicedo with the goal of the season. Ridiculous 50-yard goal in the 16th minute. Amazing. All right, welcome to the final one for the season before the Euros and Copa and Olympics, all that fun stuff over summer starts. But yeah, Chelsea at home. I really thought we were going to win 5-6-0. I wanted Palmer to try to compete for Golden Boot, but unfortunately, that's not really how it happened. I felt like, man, if we could just finish our final third crossing, we should have won this game like 6-7-0, but not meant to be. But again, like I said up top, Moises Caicedo, what a time to get your first goal for the club, and what an incredible goal. I forgot who put the through ball over to Sterling, but the goalie got it. And then Caicedo got the ball in our own half, took it a few yards up, saw the goalie was out of position, and just hit it. And man, it flew straight into goal. What an incredible goal. Love the celebration. I think it couldn't happen to a better player for the team. I absolutely love Moises Caicedo. And you could tell once he got, I don't know if he's truly injured or if it was more precautionary, but when he came off, yeah, our midfield was just not the same. Like, he is the absolute engine in that midfield. He had so many important tackles, so many important carries of the ball up the field. Just great overall midfield play. Just exactly what we wanted from him. Another person who I'm going to give some props to is Sterling. I think the last two games that he's come on, and he started this game just because Mudryk wasn't out to play for concussion precautions, but Sterling has done exactly what I've wanted him to do on the pitch. He's in the right position. He tracks back and helps with defense. And going forward, he not only makes decisive runs, but he's passing when he should pass, and then he shoots when he should shoot. He doesn't just shoot and try to go for glory. I think Palmer took a little bit too much of that today and was a little bit too eager to try to force a goal when he didn't actually need to. But I think Sterling did a great job, got a really important second goal, especially since we gave up that really dumb own goal. But we won't really talk about the negatives. It's the last game of the season. Nobody cares. It's fine. And then another thing that I really wanted to see was Thiago Silva start, which he did, thank God. And then I wanted him to see him subbed off so he could get a standing ovation. But again, it wasn't meant to be. The game was honestly way too close. We couldn't really risk tying because I think that would have meant Newcastle would have gone above us. And it's more important to just get the security, get the 3 points, finish sixth. That's all we needed. So I'm glad he got his final game in the club. And unfortunately, our TV coverage cut off right at the end of the game and didn't show anything else after. But I do hope that actually on the field that the whole crowd celebrated Thiago. Hopefully they held up his flag like I thought they were going to do. And so, yeah, what an amazing player. What a way for him to lead the club on top. And, unfortunately, we couldn't give him another trophy. That's a big shame when we had two other chances this season for it. But what a classy player. Absolutely love the guy. Legend for the club. And I can't wait till he comes back and plays some other role for this club. And then another big shout out is really to Petrovic. He saved a huge one-on-one chance at the end. And even to Gallagher for sprinting back and getting an all-important tackle at the very, very end to save us a goal. And then, of course, Solanke hit it over the bar. But that's all because of Gallagher's pressure and Petrovic's save. So really good play from both of them. I think what this game shows is that, I think we have to keep Gallagher. Like, there's just nobody else on the team with that much energy other than Caicedo, but they play very different roles. And if Gallagher could just work on his shooting over summer, if he can add goals to his game, he would be an incredible box-to-box midfielder. And of course, we need to keep Chelesa. Like, he can play on the right, he can play in the middle, he can play on the left. Like, he can play almost every position in defense, and he will give you a solid, dependable job, especially with Thiago Silva leaving. We need experience. I mean, he has more Premier League experience than anybody else in that defense, really, apart from Ben Chilwell, probably. So I think we need to keep him. I think he's starting to grow into a leader in the back, and we just need to, when we see that, we need to nurture and let it flourish instead of just seeing him as dollar signs. And one last thing, again, I don't know why we had to end the season with Anthony Taylor, one of the worst refs in the Premier League, especially for us and our record with him. But just overall, horrible calls. Like there was a Gallagher stamp in the box that was missed, and then VAR had no interest in reviewing it, even though it was a clear penalty. And then Cucurella just went to kick out the ball, and then he gets thrown over by a Bournemouth player, and he gets a yellow for that. I mean, that's comical. But thankfully, nothing too egregious happened from it. We didn't lose any points because of Taylor like we have in the past. So moving on. But man, hopefully they work on VAR over the summer, because the way it is right now, it is legitimately ruining the game. You know, I need to sit down and think about how this whole season went, because there were so many up and downs. But I think overall, I think none of us expected us to finish sixth just even 2 months ago. It was so far out of the question. I never thought we would get even close to Europa League. And now we have it, as long as United don't win FA Cup final, which, please, United, why would you? City, just get your double. Pep, just do your thing, win another title. Good on you. And so please just let that happen. And again, a big thank you to City for not letting Arsenal win. Thank God. I would not have been able to stand seeing Arsenal fans celebrate all summer long. That would have been just absolutely disgusting to see. So thank God, another year, Arsenal so close, yet no trophy. And yeah, I'm looking forward to this summer. We are actually getting very lucky to go to a Euros game. I cannot wait. And then I think it's going to be a good summer. I think as long as we keep Pochettino, as long as we get the right players, and hopefully soon I'll probably sit down and think about what kind of players we really need and probably make a video on that. But yeah, it's such an important summer. We finally have a positive momentum going into the end of the season for the first time in many, many years since the Champions League final. And so we need to keep that going, and we cannot make mistakes in the transfer market. Just off the top of my head, obviously, we still need a striker. As good as Jackson is in hold-up play, his final third play is lacking for a team that wants to compete in the top four and to ultimately try to compete for all the trophies. Like, we need a striker that can get us the goal when nobody else on the team can. Like, we need someone like Costa did, who just would come in and just bully defenders and just get a goal from nothing. Like, that's the type of striker we need. And we need a striker who's calm enough in the box to make the correct decisions, to put the proper weight on passes, to know when to pass, when to dribble. All these things that Jackson is currently lacking in the final third, we need from a dependable striker. And then, of course, with Thiago Silva leaving, we need a experienced defender, not just any old defender. You know, you can tell just having old, like United, does not mean good. Like, we need proper experience in the right age set, probably a little bit older than the current group of players. So probably not someone in their young 20s, mid to late 20s, who's very experienced at the top of the game. That's the kind of signing we need in defense. And I think if we get those two, I think the rest of the team is pretty good. We're pretty set up well. You could argue that maybe we need someone on the left wing, since Mudryk has been very shaky at times of the season. But, you know, that's a topic for another video. I just want to say that, you know, given our status as a club, is this a good season? I don't think it's a good season. You know, I don't think we should ever be too happy ending in sixth. Even if we had gotten the fifth and Tottenham lost, that still would have been more dependent on other teams dropping points than us, you know, forcing ourselves into there. But I do think that overall this has been a successful season given where we started. Think about just how low we were in the second half of the table. Nothing to play for. Our team never looked like a team. There was no patterns of play. We had gone through manager after manager after manager last season, bought all the wrong players. And now we look like a team. We look like a unit. The players care about each other. The players especially care about the manager. Like, the most important players on the team care about the manager. That's Thiago Silva. You know, in his most recent interview, he praised a lot of positives on Pochettino for rightening the ship, giving the team a standard to work around again. And then Palmer, our best player of the season by far, praising Pochettino. And multiple other players have come out throughout the season and said just how much they like and appreciate Pochettino. So I do not think this is the right time to let him go. I think he needs more time. He's proven that with time, with fitness, he can get something out of this team. And as long as, like I said, as long as we make the right moves over summer, let some people go so we don't have a super bloated squad, bringing experience and dependability in attack and defense, I think this team can easily challenge for top 4 next season. Definitely not for the title because Arsenal is still better. City is just City. I think Liverpool will drop off next season. I just don't think there's any way a new manager can match what Klopp has done. And you're talking about a complete culture change with the coaching staff and the players. So, yeah, I would not be surprised if Liverpool dropped quite heavily. And I don't really see Aston Villa continuing their tremendous form. Maybe they can if they can hold on to their most important players over summer, but that's doubtful too. And then Tottenham, good luck. So I think we have a solid chance next season. Oh, of course, United. I mean, if they stick with Ten Hag, they're not going anywhere. There really aren't any other elite managers that I would say probably fit within United's profile, maybe apart from Tuchel, but Tuchel will rub everybody the wrong way. So, he might make the team look good temporarily, but ultimately they're going to suffer, kind of like when a team goes through Conte or when Conte goes through a team. So like I said, I think we have a solid chance at top 4 next season. Let's keep the momentum going. Let's go Blues. See you guys next time. Peace.